I am a trained counseling psychologist, and I've had that degree since August of 2018. I've been independently licensed since September of 2019 in the state of North Carolina in the United States. I primarily focus my work on LGBTQ plus individuals, doing both individual and relationship counseling. I also see concerns related to grief and loss, career, general mental health, personality disorders, and then I have other expertise in clinical supervision. I've done adjunct instructing, and I have been a group therapist at various points in my career. I have worked in both group practices and university counseling centers, so my experience ranges primarily with adult populations, but I have worked with young adults from 18 to 22. My oldest client that I've ever worked with was 90, so I've worked with some older populations as well. During my graduate school years, I worked with some younger people. The youngest client I've ever had was 13 years old, but I consider my specialty really to be 18 through the end of life. I have also, like I said in my first question, worked in teaching settings where I was an adjunct instructor. I've done clinical supervision as well. I've also worked in both urban and rural settings. My first position was in a small town where I was working at a regional university that had about 10,000 students. And I currently work in Charlotte, North Carolina, that is a metro population of about 2.5 million people. So my experience is pretty broad in terms of those that I have served. So my higher education background starts with my undergraduate degrees in psychology and sociology from Georgia State University that I obtained in 2012. I then went on to pursue a direct admittance into a PhD program at Oklahoma State University in counseling psychology. I obtained a non-terminal master's in educational psychology along the way, but I graduated with my PhD in counseling psychology in August of 2018. I am a licensed psychologist and have been independently licensed in the state of North Carolina since September of 2019. So I have been in practice independently for about 6 years, or been able to practice independently for about 6 years. I also am a member of PsyPact here in the United States, which allows me to do telehealth across state lines for any PsyPact member states. I'm interested in pursuing a career in Australia because I have, an adventurous heart, and I think that that fits well with the idea of working in an international setting. I also really appreciate the culture of Australia in terms of respecting diversity, equity and inclusion, and honoring different populations that all need support for mental health. I think that my my natural tendency to be curious about the world really makes me interested in trying something new and different that I may not have thought of at different points in my career, but I think that I am confident enough in my skills to transfer them to a new country and a new setting and a new health system. Since I am approaching what we would consider mid-career psychology or a mid-career psychologist here in the United States, I have been looking for opportunities to advance who I am as a professional, how I understand my identity. And I think working in an international setting would be a great challenge for that growth and a great opportunity to learn to better serve all clients from both an interdisciplinary approach and a cross-cultural approach. And I think that the Australian system would allow me the ability to test my skills in a new setting and to learn what's important across different types of people groups and across different systems, with the goal of serving people to better their mental health and their journey through their lives.